Hey Marie, good morning. About yesterday. Sorry we weren't able to finish the wedding. So, I hear that you're going to be hospitalized for a bit. Is that true?
Hey, Paul. Yeah, I'm afraid so. I broke my ankle after all. I guess I have to.
You did that after tripping on the stairs, huh? I know you're pretty athletic, so it must have been because of the wedding dress and those high heels. Those things take getting used.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not so sure about that. I thought I felt someone push me from behind. It was crowded and all, so I really can't be sure.
I suppose that maybe it was good timing.
Excuse me? Good timing?
Yeah, I was going to mention this to you before, but it's my mom.
Your mom? What are you talking about?
Yeah, she's been saying from way back that she wanted to go to Cancun with me for a vacation, and she's always wanted to take a vacation there.
Uh, pardon me. To Cancun? In Mexico? And just you and your mom? You do realize that today was supposed to be the day we left on our honeymoon, right?
Of course I do. Dad and I kept trying to sway her to change her mind and that today was supposed to be our honeymoon and all. But in the end, since you've been hospitalized and won't be able to travel, and so she figured why waste this opportunity, and so, Cancun. It's only for a week. I'll take a trip down there with her.
Wait, are you saying you're going to Cancun right now? Today?
Yeah, already got our bags packed and made the flight reservation. Probably leave within the hour.
Seems like short notice, but I guess you and your mom were all prepared for this vacation.
Oh yeah, she was all prepared for such an outcome. Real mischievous of her. She's like a kid sometimes. After all, she knew she had to cancel this trip if we had gone off to our honeymoon. But it turns out she was able to go, so I suppose she was lucky in that sense.
Wait a second, Paul. What about me? Am I going to sit here in the hospital all alone while you guys have fun in Cancun?
There's no need to worry. There are nurses and doctors there 24/7. You're in good hands, Marie. And the wedding is all done with, so...
All done with? You make it sound so trivial. Have you forgotten that I was brought here to the ER on an ambulance? I'm all alone here. It's hard. Emotionally. Can't you be by my side at a time like this?
Yeah, I understand, but I can't let my mom go to Cancun on alone, now can I? You're in the hospital immobilized. Makes no sense for me to just sit there doing nothing. May as well be of use and go to Cancun with my mom. It's way better that I go to Cancun and have fun with mom.
I really can't understand your reasoning, Paul. It seems very insensitive of you to ask me.
It would be way more insensitive to let my mom go alone. I already made up my mind. Sorry, but this trip is happening.
Are you serious right now? You got your priorities all screwed up.
I'll pick up some souvenirs, so do as the doctors say and get well soon. And relax, it's only for a week. Alright then, all set. See you next week.
Wait, Paul, you can't just leave me here all alone.
Hello, Mary. Resting up, are you? Really sorry about this. Paul and I will be gone for a week or so. I've been looking forward to this Cancun trip for ages.
Mother, what's this about? A bit weird for me to say this, but isn't this whole mother-son relationship getting out of hand?
What are you telling me about? I love my son. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I know you really didn't approve of us getting married and all, but you and Paul going off to Cancun for vacation on the same day that we were supposed to go on our honeymoon. Seriously? Any way you look at it, it looks a bit abnormal. I mean, who schedules a Cancun trip with their son when you know he's going on his honeymoon?
It's none of your business when and where I schedule a trip. I wish you would stop with your weird assumptions about my relationship with my son.
It's not if you didn't know when the wedding would be held or when we would go on our honeymoon.
We're just about to board the plane, so I'm shutting my phone off. See you next week, Mary. Rest up.
Mother, wait! Don't hang up!
Hey Marie, how are you doing? We got to Cancun last night, having a real good time. I really got to hand it to Mom. She really knows how to pick the hotels. This place is out of this world, and the ocean is so beautiful. Why is the ocean so much bluer down here? And I gotta say, the sunset is romantic as hell. Bet you wish you were here. We had a lavish dinner last night. The seafood is phenomenal. What you have for dinner at the hospital last night? I was going to send you some photos, but maybe that was going too far. I mean, sitting in a hospital and having to see such beautiful scenes, I couldn't take it. I'll show them to you when I get back, okay? We still got a week here, so we'll have ourselves loads of fun on your behalf. Just get well soon, Marie. Love you.
Hello, Mary. How are you recuperating? How's the ankle? I really didn't expect Cancun to be such a beautiful place. I love it. Oh, I heard from Paul that you've never been abroad. Is that true? It's the same with Paul. We never got the chance to take him as a child, so this is his first trip overseas, and that's with his mother. How fortunate is that, huh? But I must say, this hotel is just simply wonderful, and the ocean, don't get me started, it's almost otherworldly. And that evening sunset is just so captivating. I bet you wish you were here. We had the most delicious lunch at the seaside restaurant today. What did you have at the hospital? We took some photos, but better not send them to you, huh? Don't want it to get all the nurses all panicked when you start losing your composure. They'll have to put you in restraints. Anyway, get well soon. Hope you don't hold it against us. See ya!
Hey Marie, we just got in from the airport. We're at home right now. We got all the souvenirs spread out on the kitchen table. You're gonna love this. Man, that was super fun. Never thought Cancun would be so much fun. And this is my first trip overseas. And I got to go with my mom. What more can you ask for? You really should go one of these days. Hey, the honeymoon was canceled. Do you want to reschedule it to Cancun? We can do that, you know. Hey, Marie, what's up? No response from you. What's going on? Hello? Stop being so pig-headed. At least send a reply. I know you're seeing this. You're the clumsy one here, tripping on those stairs on our wedding day. It's not as if me or Mom forced you to stumble. Being a bit too cranky, aren't you? I don't need this right now, Marie.
Welcome back.
Finally. I was wondering when you were gonna give me a heads up.
Now that you're back, I'm going over to the police department.
Police? Did someone break into your house or something?
I found out that it was your mom that pushed me down the stairs.
Wait, what did you just say?
She snuck up from behind me, through the crowd of well-wishers, and shoved me down those stairs. So I'm going to the police to file charges against her.
Wait, just wait. I'll ask Mom about this. Just don't go to the police just yet.
Mary, what the hell are you talking about? That's a serious accusation. You're saying that I pushed you down those stairs? That's the most preposterous thing I've ever heard. How could you accuse me of such a heinous behavior? You were just clumsy and tripped over your own feet. I had nothing whatsoever to do with that. My God, the nerve. Besides, where's the proof that I did such an awful thing? Blaming your own shoppiness on your mother-in-law?
I have proof.
Excuse me? What proof? It's my word against yours.
There's a security camera at that location, right at the top of the stairs. Actually, there are two different angles. You're clearly seen in both cameras shoving me down the stairs.
But that was only because, to go to the police for such a trivial matter, really?
You call shoving someone down a flight of stairs trivial?
So you want to make your husband's mother a criminal? What a despicable daughter-in-law. This is unacceptable.
Marie, what was that about? Did that really happen? But my mom would never do such a thing. She's a kind and considerate person. You probably imagine the whole thing. And the security footage. Maybe someone fiddled with it. Maybe added some CG stuff to it. You can fake all kinds of stuff these days, you know? Can you really say it's 100% real? Even if it turns out that she did shove you down those stairs, she must have had a good reason to do it. She would never have done it out of malice. With that said, I will stick with my mom. No matter what happens, I will stand side by side with my mother.
Sorry you feel that way. I better get down to the police station then.
Why? Just hold it a second, would you?
And as for you and me, I no longer love you. I want a divorce.
Divorce? What the hell are you talking about?
Are you crazy, Mary? It was just a sprained ankle, for God's sake. What are you putting up such a stink about it? You're blowing this whole thing way out of proportion. There's no way to treat your husband's mother. And divorce? Are you out of your mind? You just got married. Stop this silly nonsense before I get really angry, Mary. You hear me?
Those charges you filed against my mom, do you know what that did to her? You have any inkling? I have to pay her bond for her lawyer and damages to you for our divorce. I lost all my savings, everything. I don't have a cent left in my name. How could you do this? And what's more, the company got wind of this whole damn mess. I go to the office and everyone's looking at me with disdain, turning a cold shoulder, even my best friend. Just going to work stressed me out and I was eventually forced to quit. Do you realize that? Would it be possible to get back together with you? We can start over. What do you say? That way, maybe everyone will look at me more favorably. Besides, you still love me, right? I know you do, Marie. So please, let's make a fresh start. I hope my kindness towards you gets through. After what you put my mother through, I'm forgiving you for that heartless behavior towards my mother. You can understand that, right? I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. We are meant to be together. Despite what's occurred, we love each other. You agree, don't you? Come on, Marie, at least respond. The silence is driving me nuts. I just got here to your parents' place. What the hell is this? Nobody is here. What's that for sale sign doing out on the lawn? Where the hell did you disappear to? Marie, where the hell are you?
We moved out, sold the place.
Excuse me? You moved? Where?
To be honest, I don't want anything to do with you.
Where'd you move to? Come on, Marie, where?
You really think I'm going to tell you, Paul? I'm done with you, Paul. I want nothing to do with you. Chalk our relationship up as one big, dreadful mistake.
Marie, please hear me out. Just let me tell you how much you mean to me, please. I don't know how many times I can say this, but I love you, Marie. I know you love me too. Your smile is like the sunshine. It brings light to my life. It makes me whole. When I'm with you, time seems to stop. The happiness engulfs me. It was fate that I met you. You're my life partner, the person I was destined to be with. Just thinking about you, I long to see you. My heart begins to flutter. My love for you is pure. You were everything to me, Marie. I cannot go on living without you. If we can get back together again, to be husband and wife again, the three of us, you, me, and my mother, we can live under the same roof. Mom will be so happy if that came to be. It will be like having two mothers. You were like a second mother to me, Marie. So please, Marie, let's turn over a new leaf. Start a new life together. Let's sit down and talk this through. Let's confirm our love for each other. Marie, what do you say? Our future is over that horizon. Let's fly toward it together and have that happy future that was destined for us. Like the beautiful sunset in Cancun. You, me, and mother, we'll make this work. Love conquers all.
Goodbye, Paul. You need to see a doctor.
Excuse me? What do you mean? Mom prepared that whole thing for me. She said that it would make you see the light.
Figures. Good riddance, Paul.
Marie, please.
I thought this whole thing about the three of us getting back together was kind of strange. I later found out that his mom got divorced a few months ago. Paul's dad didn't look at all that happy at the wedding. Now I realize why. It seems Paul had lost his job, and he soon got divorced, so the two of them had no future prospects left, and it seemed getting back with me was the only chance they had. It so happens that they found a real-time photo of me on social media. It was a photo of me at a company trip to some resort. I was apparently pictured with some coworkers. For some reason, they mistook the guy as my new boyfriend. He found the resort and barged in while we were having a company dinner and started hooping and hollering about two-timing him as if we were married, making no sense whatsoever. Eventually, the police were called and he was arrested and taken away. It was totally embarrassing, but nobody blamed me for it. He also made a mess of the place, breaking a whole slew of expensive dishes and furniture. I was told the damages was in the thousands of dollars. Last I heard, He was working his butt off 24/7 to support his mother and paying off an enormous debt he had accumulated. No more Cancun for him for the foreseeable future.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey Helen, it's been quite a while. Haven't forgotten about your mom, have you?
Thought you would contact me one of these days.
Oh, so you've been waiting for me to contact you, huh? It's nice to have a mom who cares about her daughter. No matter how old you get, a mother's love is everlasting.
I doubt that's true for a mom like you.
Excuse me?
I heard you showed up at that bar I was at with a friend.
Yes, well, to be honest, I saw you downtown and followed you, which led me to the bar. All I wanted to do was to talk to you.
When I went to the restroom, you approached my friend saying that you were my long-lost mother, all teary eyes and all. And that's how you got my line ID, right? Got her all sympathetic with your sob story. After I returned to my seat, you had already left. I told her the truth about you and how she was totally duped into giving you my line ID. She was furious that you had pulled that con on her. What was it that you said to her? That your husband abandoned you for a pretty young girl, leaving you all by your lonesome self and penniless, and that he wouldn't allow you to see your loving daughter? Wow, you sure know how to concoct a cock and bull story. You're the one that abandoned me after hooking up with some guy and divorcing Dad.
But the fact still remains that I'm your long-lost mother. How long has it been? It has to be close to 20.
The fact that you know what I look like even after 20 years can only mean that you've been snooping around for some time now, been checking up on me.
Snooping around? You make me out to some kind of criminal. I was hoping you would see it as a mother concerned about her child.
I was only 5 years old when you up and left with some guy, and on top of that, you sold the house from right under us. You left us homeless for God's sake. Don't give me that loving mother bullshit. It won't work with me.
Oh, you knew about that, huh?
Yeah, there was someone who filled me in on all the details.
I guess you had to find out someday. Oh well.
So, what the hell do you want? All this snooping around, sweet-talking my friend to pry information out of her? Now that you have my line ID, there must be a reason for going out of your way to get it. So...
You're right about that. No use kicking that can down the road, I suppose. May as well ask you straight out.
Ask me what?
I heard that you recently got married. What a surprise! You married a lawyer. I suppose it's better than marrying someone in law enforcement. We can't have that.
It's none of your business who I marry.
Yeah, it's none of my business, I guess. But if you're just some ordinary girl, that wouldn't pass muster.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Your father is a criminal, and you conned some lawyer to marry you? Don't look so good, my dear.
Pardon me?
Oh, don't tell me you knew nothing about this. It's not your fault, all things considered. You were only 5 years old when the whole thing went down. I remember your father saying he got caught embezzling the company, and I clearly remember you turning to him and saying, "What's embezzled, Dad?" I would have burst out laughing if the situation wasn't so dire. You were just a kid at that time. Figured it wouldn't do anything good to explain things, so I didn't and left it at that. But even after 20 years, the fact remains that your father is a criminal, an embezzler. I don't know what BS you used to con this guy, this lawyer husband of yours, to marry you, but I see right through your scam.
What scheme? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I get it. I know you don't want to face the facts. I divorced him because I didn't want to continue living as the wife of a criminal.
You keep saying Dad's a criminal. Where the hell did that BS come from? As for the embezzlement or whatever it was, that was all settled years ago.
It may have swept under the rug, but the fact remains that your father has a criminal record. Am I right?
He has no criminal record.
I know you want to believe that. After all, he's your father, but you really shouldn't turn a blind eye to the facts. I divorced him years ago, so I have no relationship with this criminal family. But you, Helen, you're his daughter. There's no escaping this fact. I'm sure you want to keep this little fact a secret from your husband. To do that, I demand that you purchase a $1 million home in the suburbs and transfer the deeds to me. I'll keep my mouth shut about all of this.
$1 million home? Are you nuts?
You know that area in the east of the city? The posh Hilldale area. There's a house there I want. The entire house is what I've been dreaming of my whole life. You buy that house for me, and I keep my mouth shut and your father's criminal past.
Why the hell would I buy a lavish house in a swank area like Hilldale? You have totally lost it, Mother.
You sure you want to act like that towards me?
You know what? I think you'd better do a little more background checking before you start making such preposterous allegations. Goodbye, Mother. Hey, Bruce, you there? Can we talk?
Hey, Helen. Sure thing. I'm on my break. What's up?
There's something I need to tell you later on tonight, but before I do that, I wanted to apologize in advance.
What's the matter? You okay? You're not in trouble or anything, are you?
No, I'm fine. It's just that something unbelievable just happened, and I wanted to talk to you about it.
Something unbelievable? What do you mean?
You know about my mom, right? You know I haven't seen her in years. Well, she contacted me today.
Wait, what? Your mom? The one that abandoned you when you were just a kid?
Yup, one and the same.
But why? It's been like 20 years. You haven't even been in contact with her and she just pops up out of nowhere?
Yeah, she just appeared. I was at a bar with a friend of mine, and when I went to the bathroom, she approached my friend and got information out of her.
You're not serious.
She gave her a big, long sob story about how my father abandoned her and proceeded to pry my line ID out of her. My friend was furious after I told her.
That does not sound like a rational person.
I just received a line from her. You wouldn't believe what she had to say.
What did she want?
Well, first off, she insisted that my father was a criminal and that he embezzled the company he used to work for.
Really? But I thought that whole issue was settled years ago.
Yeah, right? I kept trying to tell her that, but she just ignored me. My mom divorced my father right when he was being accused of crime. It's as if she ran away without even giving him a chance to prove his innocence. Probably never even bothered to check how it all turned out. And still continues to have this mistaken belief that he's a criminal.
I see. And so what did she want? She didn't just contact you after all these years just to tell you that.
She apparently found out somehow that I was married to a lawyer.
Huh? What do I have to do with all this?
She threatened to spill the beans to you about my father's criminal past unless I purchased a $1 million house for her in the Hillsdale area. You know, that ritzy area north of the city.
Excuse me? Buy her a house? Is she nuts?
That's what I said.
That's completely a case of blackmail. Who's the criminal here, for God's sake?
Yeah, right?
And what's with her demanding $1 million home? And in that swanky Hillsdale neighborhood?
Apparently, the place is up for sale now.
Hillsdale is one of the richest neighborhoods in the country.
I have no reason to be blackmailed, but then again, we can't just ignore this, right?
Of course not. This can't be simply brushed aside.
Can I leave this up to you? Would you handle it for me?
I'll get more details from you later tonight, but as far as I've heard, this is pretty serious. We really need to look into this on a legal basis and bring charges if we have to.
Thanks, Bruce. I knew I could count on you.
Oh, by the way, did you talk to your father about this already?
No, not yet. He apparently had a late-night teleconference with an overseas client. I think he's still asleep. I'll talk to him about it later.
I see. Alright. Make sure you explain all the details to him when he wakes up. I should be home at about 7 p.m. or so. The three of us can sit down tonight and work out what we're going to do about this mess. You up for it?
Definitely. Thanks, Bruce.
Helen, are you there? Come on, pick up. Did you even go to the real estate agent and put a down payment at that house? I want to move in as soon as possible.
Didn't I tell you I had no reason to be doing that?
Are you still beating around the bush about this for Pete's sake? I'm serious about this. Don't tempt me, girl.
I'm curious. Why a $1 million mega mansion? Why not a little log cabin out on the lake? Not that I'm suggesting buying it for you. It just seems like this whole thing is, how can I put it, predetermined?
It's just that I thought it was about time. My sweetheart and I want our love nest.
Your sweetheart, huh? How old are you anyway?
You may be too young to realize this, but my sweetheart and I have been dreaming of living in a luxurious and cushy life. That wonderful house in Hillsdale is the perfect house for us. That place has a spacious backyard with a pool and jacuzzi. Just thinking about that place makes me feel so happy.
I have no obligation whatsoever to help you achieve that selfish little dream of yours.
Stop being so stubborn. You really want me to give the game away? I repeat what I said. Buy me that $1 million home or the truth will come out about your father's criminal past, and your marriage to that lawyer husband of yours will cease to exist. Your father's criminal past, his embezzlement of company funds, all the dirty laundry will be hung out to dry for all to see.
If you're talking about my father, we're living with him right now. Actually, you contacted me just in time. I'll switch the phone over to my husband. Hold on a second.
Wait, what? Your husband? The lawyer husband?
Hello, this is Helen's husband, Bruce. Finally get to talk. I wasn't aware of your line ID, so I'm using Helen's. Hope you don't mind. Helen filled me in on all the details regarding your relationship with her.
You're Helen's husband? You're that lawyer, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah, okay, I see. You're the guy Helen made up.
I would like you to give me permission to use your LAN ID on your phone.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd like that, but sorry, can't do it. Request denied.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Excuse me?
This is Bruce. We talked earlier.
Pardon me. How's you get my line ID? Is this really Helen's husband?
I have my ways. I usually don't contact people online when it comes to legal matters, but as Helen's husband and as a legal expert on such matters, I will handle this matter on her behalf.
Okay, but,
What you did to Helen was something I was not going to let go unpunished.
what the hell are you talking about? All I did was ask my daughter to help me after all those years of hardship that I was forced to endure because of her father. $1 million house is a small price to pay.
I'm afraid you weren't asking in a legal sense. This is pure and simple blackmail. What you said was, you buy me this $1 million home or you reveal her father's criminal past. Sounded like blackmail.
Bruce was your name, right? I have no idea what kind of BS Helen fed you, but the fact that her father has a criminal record is pure and simple, a fact. He's a criminal. Check your facts before you go accusing me of blackmail, Mr. Lawyer.
I'm afraid that is not true. A complete misunderstanding on your part.
It's no misunderstanding. Why do you think I divorced him? I don't know what happened to him after I divorced him, but the fact remains that he has criminal record is irrefutable.
I'm sorry to break this to you, but your ex-husband, Helen's father, was innocent of all charges. As a matter of fact, he was the one who tried to uncover the criminal behavior of this embezzlement scheme.
Excuse me?
At first, he was suspicious of the culprits and dug deeper to try and uncover the truth. Along the way, they tricked him, and he was at first accused as the mastermind of this embezzlement scheme. But after further investigation, it was found that he was not at all to blame, but was the one trying to uncover the real culprits, which in the end was caught red-handed. Your husband was cleared of all charges. As a matter of fact, he was deemed a hero for what he did for the company and subsequently promoted. It was my father who told me this story. It just so happens that my father was a lawyer too, and he represented your husband in this case. My father told me this story over and over through the years. and he and your husband remained close friends. That's how I met Helen.
The whole story seems to be a little bit convenient.
Well, it's the truth, believe it or not. So it all boils down to the facts. He has no criminal record, and the three of us are living together now.
But this can't be right. How about my dream home? What happens to my $1 million home?
That's really not something you should be worrying about now.
Pardon me?
About 20 years ago, you abandoned Helen, who was only 5 years old at the time, and disappeared with some stranger. Not only that, you sold the house that your parents left you, in which you were all living at the time, and eloped with some guy you had a long-time relationship with. Did you even know that Helen grew up living at a boarding school until she graduated from high school?
Excuse me, a boarding school?
Yes, it was only after she landed a job at our law firm that she reunited with her father. What I can't forgive is what you did after. You never contacted her at all during those 20 years. Not a birthday card or a Christmas card, nothing. But you show up all of a sudden and it's to blackmail her.
But I needed the money.
Helen had a hard life, and it's all because of you. I love my wife and have high regard for her father, who has immense integrity and decency. That's why I cannot allow you to go unpunished. You have zero right to this family. Simply put, you are not a part of this family. You're a stranger, a nobody. I will assign a criminal lawyer to the case from our firm and will pursue legal action against you.
Wait, you can't do that. What are you talking about?
Blackmail and defamation is a serious offense. I would hire a good lawyer if I were you.
But this won't fly. I mean, you don't even know where I am.
Oh, don't worry about that. We checked you out already. We know everything about you. How do you think I got your line ID? We have our ways. I'm a lawyer after all. I also know you're heavily in debt at the moment, and you're living with some guy who's overly possessive. With all that info on you, you won't get very far if you try to run. I'm sure you'll be ordered to pay compensation and damages. The lawyers will work out the amount. You can pay all at once or in installments if you're financially strapped. I don't think you can get out of paying it either. There are consequences.
Please don't do this. Forget what I said. Forget the house. I don't want it. Please.
And one more thing, I don't ever want to see you near Helen ever again. You stayed away for 20 years. You can stay away for another 20.
As soon as my husband ended that conversation, I heaved a sigh of relief. I didn't really realize it at the time, but I guess this whole affair had me all wound up. I heard later that my mom and her guy were in a state of panic after our lawyer contacted them. But her boyfriend apparently knew nothing of her blackmail scheme. Wanting nothing to do with additional debt, he dumped her and disappeared. Well, that blackmailing scheme was the game changer for her. She was subsequently sent off to prison for her crimes. I suppose she'll be released someday, but our lawyer insisted that there will be a restraining order put on her when she gets out. She won't be able to get anywhere near me, or she'll be sent right back to prison. By the time she gets out, she'll definitely be up there in age. Probably go straight to a senior citizen's home. I have a feeling she'll never repent for what she did.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Ginny, are you there? I have something that I kind of need to really talk to you about right now. I'm really sorry, but I think that I'm going to have to make some rules for the house if we're going to be living together.
You really think we need to make house rules? I thought that things have been going pretty smoothly between everyone.
Really? Well, that's a bit of a shock because I'm the exact opposite. I mean, seriously, are you blind or something? Or are you just stupid?
Wait, what? Where is all of this coming from?
I just mean that just because I don't have a job doesn't mean that you can expect me to take care of the house all day long. If you want something cooked or washed, why don't you go and do it yourself? You can't say thank you to me and think that that's going to be enough. If you were really grateful, then you would pay me. Every time you ask me to do something around the house, you're going to have to pay to do it. Do you understand?
Hold on a second, Olga. Are you really going to try and charge me for asking you to keep the house clean?
That's right. If you want to pay me $1,000 a month, though, then I would be gladly do everything around the house for you.
You want me to pay you $1,000 a month?
That's right. I think it's time that you finally understand your place in this house since you're just a freeloader. You can't just boss around however you want. This house belongs to your brother and his wife. I get a say in telling what you do as well.
Wait just a minute here.
No, you're nothing but a freeloader here. Don't you get that? Honestly, anytime you leave your room, all you do is get in our way.
Okay, I really need to stop you there, Olga. I'm not a freeloader. In fact, if anyone is doing that sort of thing around here, it's you two.
Excuse me, what did you just say? Are you really trying to say that this house is yours just because Fred owns it?
I'm not saying that at all. You're misunderstanding me.
I really had no idea that you were that type of person. You think that you take precedence over me, his wife, just because you're his sister? Is that why you think that you can boss me around, just because we're not blood related?
Of course that's not what I'm doing. I never even said anything like that to begin with. All I'm saying is the truth, which is that this house is actually mine.
You have got some serious nerve, do you know that? This is our house, and how dare you to call it yours? Well, don't worry, I'm going to have a long talk with Fred about this, and I doubt that he's going to let you stick around here much longer if he finds out you're treating his wife like this.
Hey, Jenny, are you there? I just got off the phone with Olga. She told me that she was talking to you about making some rules for the house.
Yeah, we talked about that, among a bunch of other things. Actually, there is something that I would like to talk to you about regarding all of that.
Oh, really? What do you want to ask me?
I was just curious why Olga seemed to be under the impression that the house belonged to you and not me. I mean, she kept going on about how I was a freeloader, as if she had no clue whose house she was really in.
Oh, did she really say something like that to you?
I mean, you do know that I pay all the rent for this place. You remember that I won a 5-year lease and a drawing for this super popular location? But that then I had to go on a business trip for 2 years right after that, right? And that you two are only living here because I arranged a deal with management while I would be out of the country.
Of course I know all of that. Why are you acting as if I don't already have all of the information? I mean, I know that the reason all three of us get to live in such an amazing and central location like this is all thanks to you.
Well, I wish that it felt like that. You do also remember that I only agreed to let you two live here if you kept up with taking care of the house, right? So what I want to know is why I feel like I'm being treated like I'm the one imposing on you two when it's my house.
I'm really sorry for this, sis. Maybe you might have already guessed all of this, but the truth is that I have told Olga that I don't actually own this place.
That is exactly what I thought was happening, actually. So you were basically just trying to show off for her by saying that you are paying for this place?
Well, in a nutshell, yeah. I told her that I had someone on the inside who would rent to us for cheap, and she believed me. So I just kind of went with it.
Are you kidding me right now? I want you to tell Olga the truth right now. If you don't, I am going to have you both kicked out of here.
Wait, hold on just a second. Can't we at least talk about this? I mean, you can't just throw us out of here. We live here. But I swear that I'm already looking for a new place to live. It's just that we've gotten so used to living around here that finding a new place that works for us is difficult.
Yeah, it would be pretty hard to find an apartment that beats the setup that you have right now. I mean, you don't pay rent, you don't clean, you basically have this place all for free.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We've just gotten so used to living here that finding a new place that is going to work for us both is going to take some time. So please, just give us a little more time to look for a new place to live.
You do know exactly what I really want to say to you, right?
Yes, I know. I promise I'll explain everything to Olga, so please, I just need a little more time is all. Then I promise that Olga and I will be out of your hair completely.
I am going to hold you to that, Fred. Remember that. The next time that Olga calls me a freeloader or a bum, you two are both on your own. Understand?
I have had it with you. I want you out of the house right now. I have no idea why you let someone like you take advantage of us like this.
Excuse me? What are you talking about right now, Olga?
I mean that Fred and I are kind enough to open our door to you, and all you do is cause us stress. Do you have any idea just how much leeway Fred has given you because you're his sister? Well, I'm not so easygoing. I want you to pack your bags and get lost, understand?
I don't understand at all, but if you think that I'm going to move out just because you don't like me, that is not going to happen. In fact, I think I've even been bending over backwards for you. I've been doing my own chores and even doing everyone's laundry.
Don't you get me started on this laundry. I know all about what you did. You took the receipt out of my pocket pants.
What does that have to do with anything? You're upset because I checked pockets before washing the clothes. I wasn't sure what it was, so I just held on to it, and I gave it back to you later, just in case.
Oh please, I'm sure that you probably took a picture of it before you gave it back. I know that you're going to try and use that receipt to steal my identity later.
Excuse me? You have to be joking, right?
Well, I'm not going to just sit by and let you get away with that. I'm going to kick you out of the house before you have a chance to threaten me anymore. Don't think that you can boss me around just because you found some proof of my affair. I won't be stopped that easily.
Hold on a second. You mean that the receipt was from a time you were cheating on my brother?
Well, no, duh. But it's not like it's a big deal. Everyone cheats. It's all the rage now. Actors, celebrities, other rich people, they're always getting caught in affairs and cheating scandals and stuff like that. In fact, the whole reason that I started my affair was because of all the stress that you were causing me. So just remember that this is your fault.
You have got to be kidding me. Are you seriously admitting to cheating on Fred right now? I didn't even look at what the receipt was for. Don't tell me it was for some fancy dinner you went to or a motel or something.
Wait, you mean that you didn't even look at what it is for? Don't tell me that you really had no idea what I was talking about until now.
I really didn't think much of it. I just took it out of your pocket and put it aside without a second glance. I had no idea it was tied into any of what you just told me.
Wait, please tell me that that's a joke or something.
I'm serious. But now you've gone and pretty much told me everything that I might not have been able to guess just from looking at that sheet of paper.
This can't be happening. What have I done?
You've just admitted to cheating, which, by the way, I would appreciate if you did not try to blame on me. I don't care what excuses you've come up with, cheating is still cheating. If you need to find ways to relax, you should join a gym and release tension that way.
Shut your mouth. Don't you tell me what to do. I already told you that it wasn't my fault. You pushed me into it. Ever since you moved in with us, my stress levels have been maxed out. I've asked Fred over and over again to finally kick you out of here, and finally I was pushed into cheating on him since he wouldn't listen. I mean, you should have this guy. It was like a model started working at my part-time job or something.
What are you even talking about? You are literally making zero sense right now.
Well, now that you know my secret, I really have no choice but to throw you out. I can't stand living with you anymore. Just get out already, you blood-sucking parasite. Aren't you ashamed to be someone of your age and still living with family?
No, you're right. It's high time that I just cancel my lease with this place.
Wait, what do you mean?
I understand that you feel concerned because you just confessed cheating on your husband, but to go so far to call me the parasite? Well, I'm sorry, but that was the last straw. I have given you chance after chance after chance, and you have exhausted my patience. I am not going to let you stay here any longer.
I already told you that it's Fred's house, so I can do whatever I want around here. You don't have anything to say. And you certainly have no power to cancel the lease for this place.
I think I understand what's going on now. Fred never told you the truth about where we've all been living, huh? I told him he needed to tell you, but I guess he just didn't listen. This place is mine. I pay the rent, and it has always been mine. I have been the one letting you two stay with me, not the other way around.
Ha! Man, you must be getting really desperate if you think a lie like that is going to work. I know for a fact that Fred bought this place with his own money. We were living here before you even arrived here, remember?
I didn't arrive, I returned, actually. Not long after I signed the lease on this place. However, I was sent away for a business trip for a long time and it was going to be empty. Since the lease I signed was for 5 years, however, I managed to ask for a reduce in rent and sublet to the two of you in the meantime. But my idiot brother thought that you would be impressed if he said the house was his. So that's just what he told you. Fred has been lying to you just like you've been lying to him.
Wait, hold on. Are you being serious?
Have you ever even asked Fred what this place costs him in rent? Or did he ever say who his person on the inside was? Have you ever seen any scrap of proof that he really owns this place?
Well, I guess I just assumed that he wouldn't lie about something like this. But he wasn't the one who was handling all of the moving in process.
You would think that a married couple getting their first place together would be something the couple would be involved in. But you just let Fred handle everything and didn't worry about the details? I mean, didn't you think that any of this might have been a little suspect? I guess not. Otherwise, you wouldn't have allowed things to go this far if you knew, or even had any hint of the truth.
How can you just throw us out on the streets? Why couldn't you have just waited for the lease to end?
Excuse me? How could I do this to you? No, how could you do this to me? I thought I told you to tell Olga the whole truth. I told you that if she ever started calling me a bum or freeloader or anything like that, that this setup would be over. Well, you couldn't hold up your end of the deal, so I held up mine.
But, I mean, I just haven't gotten around to tell her, okay? But I was going to, I swear. Please, just don't do this to us. We don't have anywhere else to go. I'm so sorry for how Olga's been treating you, but I'll set her right. Don't worry.
It's way too late for any of that. You had your chance to come clean to Olga, and you didn't. Besides, I seriously doubt a person like that would change just because you asked them to. She tried to kick me out of my home and called me a blood-sucking parasite.
She did? But I had no idea about that. You mean that she really messaged you and told you that she wanted you to move out? I guess that means that you probably told her that I wasn't the one who bought this house in the first place then, huh?
You really thought you could get away with hiding the truth from her for that long. Then again, I guess this means maybe the two of you were meant for each other.
What do you mean by that?
I just mean that you still haven't asked me why it was that Olga wanted to kick me out in the first place.
I don't get it. I assumed she was just being her usual self and that she lost her patience around you.
I'm afraid that is only half of the story. The real reason I'm told her I was kicking her out was because she was cheating on you.
Hold on just a second. You're telling me that Olga is seeing other men behind my back?
That's right. Apparently there is some new hot guy who just started at her work and who caught her eye. She also told me that she started the affair because of how stressed she was living here.
She's cheating on me with some guy from work?
That's right. And apparently she had left a receipt from a date that she had gone on with him in the pocket of a pair of pants. I happened to find it while doing the laundry, and Olga assumed that it meant I knew everything. She thought that I was going to try and blackmail her, and she tried to kick me out to protect herself from that. But all she did in the process was confess to everything that I actually had no idea about, since I didn't even look at the receipt that caused all this in the first place. So basically, you were both going around lying to each other about one another's lives.
I don't know what to say. My wife cheating on me.
I'd appreciate if you two talk this out after moving out. Thank you very much. I've already decided to move out and leave this place.
What do you mean? You're just going to pack up and leave?
That's right. I was talking to the landlords today and told them I was going to be canceling my lease. I gave them warning that the place would be empty by the end of the week, and then I paid for the lease breaking fee.
Ginny, what the heck is the matter with you? Why would you tell your brother that I was cheating on him? You totally ruined what I had going on. Please just keep your mouth shut about business that is not yours.
I see the two of you finally came clean to each other then. Now you know that Fred had nothing to do in getting our place, and now he knows that his wife is cheating on him. I love it when couples match like that. It's so cute. I wish you two the best of luck in finding a new home.
Good luck? Good luck? We don't have a place to live in. Our marriage is falling apart. What is good about any of this?
Well, I suppose you two only have yourselves to blame. If only you could have kept yourself from cheating and calling me a freeloader, then maybe we would all still be living together.
Okay, I'm really sorry for the things I said, and I'm also really sorry for cheating on your little brother. And I'm also sorry for blaming you for my affair. Now, can you please go talk to your landlord and tell them that you changed your mind? Please, can't we just go back to the way things were when we all lived together?
Yeah, that is not going to be happening at all.
Please, I'm sure if we could just all sit down and talk this together. I mean, Fred and I are basically even since we both lied to each other. Surely we can have all this makeup and be friends again, yeah?
Oh, so you two already put aside your differences and are going to stay together?
That's right, I know. I said that my marriage was falling apart, but I think that living here would hold it together. So please, for our sakes, won't you change your mind?
Hold on a second. You're staying together for the house?
We won't have a place to live at this rate. Better to hate each other, but have a house together than be lonely and homeless. Plus, this location is just so convenient and I love the view that we have. You have no idea how jealous people get when I tell them where I live. So please don't kick us out. Neither of us want to live here.
So you want me to let you two live here, and you think that is going to save your marriage?
Exactly. I'm so happy that you understand. I knew that you would.
I see. Well, you are more than welcome to keep living without me. If you pay all the rent yourself, that is. It's about $8,000 a month. Think you can afford it?
You pay $8,000 a month for this place?
Like you said, it's in a great location with a fantastic view. Are you really that surprised at its price? I was only given the discount price for the time period where I was away on my business trip.
There's no way that we could pay that much a month.
Well then, it sounds to me like the decision has been made for you both. Good luck with the divorce.
Please, you can't do this to us. I mean, Fred is your brother. I'm your sister-in-law. Please, you have to help us.
I already gave you my answer. I am sick and tired of living with the both of you, and this week cannot come to an end fast enough for me. So I would stop wasting your time with this conversation and start packing up your bags. Now have a nice life, you parasite. After that, Fred and Olga finally accepted what was going on and began to pack up their belongings and moved out. I was finally able to end my lease for that room and instead moved into the penthouse of a condo unit nearby. When I went to explain why I was canceling my lease with my landlord, she said that she just had a new property open up nearby if I was interested. When I learned how close this new place was to my old place, I figured that Fred and Olga would never think that I had just moved next door from where we all used to live. Speaking of those two, they tried to keep things together in a tiny apartment, but in such a cramped space, they only learned to hate each other more and more, and before long, they were divorced.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey Drake, I hear that you're going to be going on a business trip to New York tomorrow. That right?
Hello there, Bill. Yes, that's right. I'm going to New York for a meeting about how to show off some of our new products at a convention going on up there. But I was going to bring you out at the next meeting anyways.
Oh, are you gonna regale us with the tales of your trip then? I don't know where you get off, man. Everyone knows that you're only here because you were demoted down to one of the branch offices. And yet somehow you're already dealing with some of our top clients. I just know that you're doing something shady to get your career going.
Bill, Haven't we had this exact conversation a few times now? I told you that I wasn't demoted. I was sent here by HQ temporarily for a project I'm working on. When the deadline for that has passed, I'm going back to my office in HQ. Remember?
You really think I'm gonna buy a story like that? It's so obvious that you're some fresh grad who thought he could fly too close to the sun, and now you've been knocked down to earth with us mere mortals. You can pretend like you didn't get demoted all you want, but I know the truth. You screwed up big time, and that's why you're sent to our office. It's already been a month since you got here. When are you gonna stop pretending?
It doesn't really matter where it is I'm working. I'm busy with work either way.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
It means I don't really have time for this. I need to get ready for tomorrow.
Hey, wait, I wasn't finished with you yet. I hadn't even told you the reason why I messaged you in the first place.
Okay then, I'll bite. What is it that you want from me?
I heard that you're gonna be using the company car to drive up to New York City. Is that right?
That is correct. I was going to come to the office first thing in the morning tomorrow, pick up the keys, and go.
Got it. In that case, you can go ahead and pick me up by the station by the hospital after you leave.
I'm sorry? I don't think I was scheduled to be with anyone on this business trip.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually taking a little vacation while you're gone, but I didn't want to shell out for a ticket up to New York, so I want you to pick me up, since you'll be headed up there anyways. It won't be a problem for you since we're going to the same place, so don't make this more difficult than it needs to be.
Well, I'm really sorry, but I just can't do that, Bill.
And why not, huh?
Because the company is letting me use the car for company business. I can't just be giving people rides when that's not part of the itinerary.
Oh, you're such a little goody two-shoes, you know that? If you don't tell anyone, then no one's gonna find out, okay?
Be that as it may, I was actually going to be arriving at the office around 6 that morning.
Wait, you're gonna be picking up the car that early?
That's right. I don't want to get stuck in any traffic leaving town, so I'm getting up early to beat the rush.
Well, then just leave it a later time then. I don't see what the issue is.
The issue is that I agreed to deliver these products by a certain time. The meeting is scheduled to start at a certain time. I told them that I would be leaving at 6, and they are expecting me to arrive based on that timetable. Please don't forget that I'm doing this for my job, not for fun.
But I haven't bought the tickets, and if I buy them now, they're going to be super expensive.
Well, then why not just take the train or a bus or something?
Do you have any idea how long and uncomfortable that would be for me?
I'm sorry, Bill, but this is your fault for not thinking ahead. You need to find your own solution to this mess, okay?
I already did, but you're telling me that you won't give me a ride.
That's because, again, I'm going to be working. The company expects that I'll use the car the way I said I will, and I'm not going to make any exceptions for you.
And I'm telling you that if you keep your mouth shut, no one will find out.
I really feel like you're not getting my point here. Anyways, I have to get up early tomorrow, so I'm going now.
Hey, we're not through here, Drake. You better pick me up tomorrow at 8. I'm serious. Drake, what kind of game you trying to play right now, huh? It's well past 8 and you're nowhere to be seen. I thought I said I want you to pick me up this morning. I have all my suitcases with me because I thought I'd just put them in the back of the car. You seriously just gonna leave me standing here with all my stuff looking like an idiot? You answer the phone when I call you. You're not even opening these messages, are you? I'm gonna make you pay for this. You mark my words. This is your fault. Thanks to you, half my vacation plans had to be thrown in the trash. I was gonna see a concert tonight, then go out and treat myself. And instead I had to waste all the money that I would have spent on those things just getting myself to New York. Meanwhile, you just got to zip right through morning traffic and have been there since this morning. I swear to you, I'll make you pay.
Bill! Are you seriously out of your mind? You have got to bring the car back right now. I seriously can't believe you. You waited in the parking garage for me to show up, took the key out of my hands as I tried to unlock the car, pushed me to the ground, and drove off? Do you think that you're going to get away with this? I have my bag and some recorded documents for working there. I need those back now. Pick up the phone right now, Bill.
I take it that I've finally driven for long enough that anyone who might have been following me is finally off my trail. I knew it was a good idea to check which hotel you were going to be staying at before I left work the other day. Now I have a car that I get to use my whole vacation.
Bill, I am serious. You really need to bring that car back right now. I'm still here on work, and I can't get things done without it. I mean, I at least need my bag and those documents back. Not to mention that my work laptop and tablet are in there as well.
I guess you should have thought about taking them out the car before I took it from you.
Is that all you have to say for yourself right now?
Oh, please, and just what is some demoted little nobody gonna do about it, huh?
You do realize that we work for the same company whose car you just stole, yes?
Oh, just can it, will ya? This is what you get for going against me when I give you orders. Maybe I won't even bother returning it, and you'll just have to walk all the way back to our office. Enjoy the 100-mile trip back home.
Have you seriously lost your mind or something?
And I guess this means I don't have to worry about finding a ticket home for myself, too. See you at work, loser. Hey, Drake, I just wanted to let you know that I left your bag and all those documents you were wanting on your desk back at the office. Oh, and one more thing. Apparently our manager wants to have a little chat with me, so I'm going to his room soon. Since I'll be busy talking with the big guy, you can go ahead and prepare those documents that I was supposed to have ready by the end of the day. Wonder what the boss wants to talk to me about. Maybe I'm due for a promotion, or even a big raise would be nice. Maybe this is my reward for all the hard work I've put into training you ever since you arrived here. If I get promoted to your boss, don't think I'm gonna go easy on you.
Bill, I was wondering when I was going to hear from you again.
Don't tell me that you're still walking all the way back to the office.
I'm actually taking the bus like I usually do.
You mean you're back already?
Well, thankfully, I still have my phone on me after you stole the car. I called the people at HQ and arranged for them to get me a ticket back home.
Oh well, that's a bit of a letdown, if I do say so myself.
I think it's time I finally bring the hammer down.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
You should know that I'm an internal auditor who was sent by HQ to observe your branch.
Wait, an internal auditor? What the heck does that even mean?
It means that when a certain branch of our company is underperforming or displaying weird behavior, people like me are called in to investigate the causes.
So that's what you've been doing at our office?
That's right. You could think of me as a kind of inspector for our company.
So what? What does any of this have to do with me?
I think you'll find out exactly what this has to do with you after you talk with your boss in a little bit.
Yeah, right. You don't scare me. Drake, you've got a lot of explaining to do. I want to know why I was just told that I was being fired for misconduct. What lies did you tell about me, huh?
Well, you're right to come to me asking about who report you, but I didn't tell any lies, only what I observed of you.
I knew it was you, you little rat. What did you say about me, huh? I thought that you were demoted from HQ.
I already explained to you that I was dispatched from HQ. There was no demotion. I was sent to your office to observe you and your coworkers to find out the source of your branch's troubles. Then, I submit my report to your boss for him to act on his own discretion.
Well, I don't see why my name would be brought up in any of that.
Really? You stopped an employee, stole a company car with important documents in it, and then took it for a joyride at your own leisure.
But that isn't fair. The car was out being used anyways. Who cares if it was you driving or me driving?
The company cares. That's who. They lent the car for me to be used and no one else. We already talked about this. Not to mention the fact that not only did you steal the car, but there was other company crockery inside the car as well. Thanks to your actions, I was able to give the presentation to the clients like I had gone there to initially do.
But I didn't know.
That is a lie and you know it. You literally stole a car to use on your vacation. You had no business being in a company car at that time. You didn't even return it to me. Your actions are totally unjustifiable.
I can't believe you did this to me. I told you that if you just kept your mouth shut, then everything would be okay. Nobody had to know about anything. You sabotaged my whole career. How could you do this to me?
I was only there doing my job like I was supposed to. You were the one who wanted me to bend the rules for you and wouldn't take no for an answer. And there's no point lying about anything since there are dash and internal cams for that car.
You mean there's videos of me driving the car?
Oh yeah, that's right. And when I made my report about it, it was just a matter of reviewing that footage and seeing it was you.
I don't believe this, and this is why I got fired.
Did you not listen to a word that your boss said to you? I can't imagine that he meant any words while talking to you.
But it was just one little mistake.
You know, when I filed my report, your boss mentioned that you already had a history of harassing your coworkers at your last job. But I guess you just hadn't learned your lesson from last time.
Oh, come on. Is this about that woman I worked with at my last job?
Are you referring to Julie? Because yes, she did come up, as did the multiple complaints of harassment about you.
That was another job. One thing should have nothing to do with the other.
Except for the fact that Julie is the wife of your current boss.
You're kidding me.
Did he really not make any mention of that at all? That's very professional of him.
So that's why I was fired. It was all some kind of revenge plot against me.
No! I've already explained to you in great detail why it is that you're fired. I even submitted some of your own texts into file as proof that you were continuing to harass fellow employees.
Oh, just shut up already. This is all your fault. You have to help me do something to keep my job.
Why in the world would I do something like that?
Please, I need this job. I can't lose another one. I'm begging you.
I already told you, it's just my job to write and submit the reports. Whatever happens next is out of my hands. A few days later, I heard that Bill was officially handed his letter of termination. Apparently, his boss was still conflicted and was even thinking about letting Bill off with a demotion or pay cut. Despite the fact that he was staring down the man whom his wife had complained about in her own company, he kept his professional and didn't let his feelings interfere with his decision. Still, in light of how far he took things as stealing a company car, Bill was deemed a liability and let go.
Apparently, part of his trip to New York involved seeing another woman. And when this all came to light, Bill was served with divorce papers from his wife. Not only did he lose his job, but he was also forced to pay legal fees from his affair and divorce.
In the end, Bill had no other choice but to move out of his home and back in with his parents. Needless to say, they were both furious with him and kept him on a very short leash. His father managed to find a job for Bill at his factory where his dad makes sure that he behaves. Bill isn't making much, but he's going to be stuck working there until he's paid off every cent of what he owes.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.